everybody. Put your Instagram link in the chat. So just go ahead and put your Instagram link in the chat and I'll go based on order. Ella says new, but recently signed up for Freedom Queen. Yeah. Hi, Ella. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I like how we got Victor here. We got a Freedom King in the house. Okay, amazing. Just go ahead and drop your Instagram links and then we'll go through. If your content's in Spanish, that's no problem. I'll walk you through it. I actually have a lot of clients that don't speak English. They speak French and all these other languages. So very cool. Okay. All right, let's go on for, we'll do Lena and then we'll do Samantha because I just saw yours. Lena, come on up and also tell me if I'm pronouncing your name correctly because I have someone else that goes by Lena. And then tell me what your number one problem is with your sales.
Hi. Sorry, I'm like in the pitch black here, so I hope it's okay if I'm just talking
That's
to you.
totally fine. Tell us what's going on.
Yeah, so I think overall my content's been getting more fun to do anyway and definitely attracting more people, but I would love to see more people in my DMs. So your insights on that are so appreciated.
Okay. So more people in the DMs. So the number one thing is if you're not getting people into the DMs, I know that people they don't look at this account and go, this is the authority account. Like this is the one that I need to be working with. So let's just take a look at the content. It's really hard to respect yourself in one area of your life when you're respecting yourself in another. How I handle being told I'm upsetting the people I love. Okay, I'm going to come back to that one because that's a great piece of content in a second here. You're assuming making people uncomfortable is a bad thing and it's kind of sort of totally ruining relationships. If not you, then who will change the relationship dynamic? Nope, you don't just need better boundaries. Actually, what you do need, though, the world has endless desires for you and from you. Sometimes creating better life requires. Okay, so I want to use this as a case study because this piece of content here is so specific. How I handle being told I'm upsetting the people I love. And this is basically like proof of what I was teaching on the Mentor Me Live session. This post got the most engagement because it hits someone's heart. Remember, the point of educational content is that you know them. You're basically stalking them. You want them to go, how does Lena know what is happening in my life? How does she know that I'm keep being told by my family members that I'm upsetting them or my partner? So I want you to double down on this type of content, but make it even more specific to your avatar. So can you tell me who your avatar is?
Yes, and sorry, earlier I forgot to clarify it is Lena.
Lena, okay, thank you.
Um, yes, so my avatar is women roughly ages like 25 to 35. This woman she's so intelligent, she is so like magnetic and powerful, and she finds herself people pleasing unnecessarily. And it's like slowly draining her of her energy, of her certainty in herself. And she just wants to be able to like put her foot down in a way that attracts more people and more intimacy, as opposed to feeling like putting her foot down is going to take away from the intimacy she has in her life.
Okay, is this person in a relationship?
Yes, this person is in a relationship. She has a boyfriend who is maybe not quite ready to commit yet, and one of her other biggest pain points is her dynamic with her parents are always like they're very difficult. She finds herself really not being herself around them because she wants them to be happy in her presence.
Ah, Lena, so the details that you gave us there, that's your content. That was so specific. So you want to make content after this call that looks like, I would be curious to know if your ideal client is a business owner or a 9 to 5er, but what you could say regardless is what to do if every single time you return home, you change what you wear, you change how you speak, and you even change how you do your makeup and hair. If that is what your ideal client's doing.
Yeah.
Or let's say like your ideal client is going to their boyfriend's parents' house and they change exactly how they speak. They stop saying certain words. They stop using their funny laugh that they usually use in front of their boyfriend's parents. Speak to that. If you're doing X in front of your boyfriend's parents because you want to please them in order to like you, here's why that will never make them fall in love with you. Things like that are so
Ooh, I like that.
specific to her. Is that landing?
Yeah, that's definitely landing. I like that. I like the specificity of it.
Yes, and that's how you're going to see a lot more engagement. And the more attention you have on your profile, the more people are going to be there, the more, and then you're selling on your Instagram stories saying, now come into my DMs. And if you want to work with me, then you're going to have more people in your DMs. But right now, what's happening is people are coming to your page and going, I'm not sure how valuable this is. And if you want to drive the value, you drive the specificity by speaking to very specific things that she's going through in her life.
Okay, I like that. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Okay, Samantha, come on up. Tell me what you have going on in your business. What are some of the sales problems?
Hi, first of all, thank you so much for doing this. This is amazing. Biggest problem that I'm having right now is engagement, DMs, and ghosting. So typically, what I do with lead gen is I just reach out to my followers. I like to to know what they're looking for on my page, if there's anything like any value I can provide for them. And so I'm just getting crickets.
Mhm.
Um, my engagement is the lowest it's been in a very long time. And I'm not sure if it's because of the content that I'm pushing out. And so I'm just looking to get more clarity on that. As far as like my business itself, I help wellness, either people in the wellness industry or people wanting to get in the wellness industry, go fully online. So they're either really unfulfilled in their current job, they're in corporate, they have expertise around the wellness world, and they really want to be able to build something of their own, or they're taking clients in person and want to move over to the online space.
Okay, I'm really excited for you. I have a one of my mastermind clients who has just been exploding this year. She was doing similar things. So you already have the authority. Like it's very clear when you go to your page, it's like, boom, you got the authority. You can tell by the way that you present yourself and the way that you're making content, but it's not without even like going into some of these videos and pieces of content. What's happening is it's more of influencer style content and less of mentor style content. I was just working on this with a private client recently. She was pivoting from coaching fitness to now she's doing how to grow your business because she taught fitness for so long and grew that. And so what's happening here is there's not enough content. And by the way, this is a great carousel style post to use in terms of the template. There's not enough content that looks like what to do if you want to pivot out of working with your in-person yoga clients and start charging for your online fitness portal. How to take all of your one-to-one personal training clients or whatever it is that your specific avatar does and turn it into an online business where you're able to not see any clients in person, but have whatever it is, like recurring income or passive income coming in from your online clients. Other pieces of content, like if you're not getting, if you are if you're an online personal trainer and you are afraid to charge $1,000 a month, read this. Very specific educational content that's speaking to exactly what they're going through, but also their problems. Like I want you to dial in on what is this person's real problem, whether they're seeing people in person. It's okay to have your avatar on two different journeys, right? Maybe they're just quitting their job, or maybe they're already trying to sign on clients and they're doing that. That's fine. We speak to people that are beginners, but we also speak to people that already have multi seven-figure businesses. That's fine, but you want to be clear on those specific problems. So what is your person that's in the job going through? Make content for her, because right now you have a lot of story content, story. I'm not sure what's behind these reels. Let's take a look at one of them. Yeah, a ton of story content, which is great because you have a great following. And I don't know what the engagement's like. You said that was down.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, you're not going like mega viral, but it's not awful engagement. But in terms of people DMing you, if you want your page to be more of a, hey, I want to come be mentored by you. Hey, I want to learn from you. I want to pay you thousands of dollars. That means that you have to be able to speak to the specific problem that they're going through and make it so valuable that when they come to your page, you're like, oh, wow, I learned so much from Samantha. I can save this one and go apply that to my business. And then now I can take my in-person clients to my online work just from one post. And if they get value out of one post from you, what will happen is they'll go, wow, if that one post was valuable enough, I should work with her.
Okay.
Is that landing?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Any follow-up question there before we go?
No, I don't think so. It makes a lot of sense, the educational piece. So focus more so on like, let's say like the carousels, the templates I'm using in Canva, and like just really hone in on educational / value rather than like
Yep.
influencer type. Okay.
Yes, and so basic, like very basic, like how to sign on more online clients if you're a personal trainer and stop working all day long at multiple gyms. Like very basic, specific. You'd be surprised by how much engagement those types of posts get. If I make a post that's like the top 3 pieces of content to make, if I wanted to earn $100,000 this year, that post will make us so much money and it will get so many saves because it's valuable.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Of course. I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad. Okay. I love meeting all these new faces. Ellie, come on up. Ellie's in the membership. You're inside the membership. Tell me what you've got going on. What's your problem right now? Is Ellie here? Oh, okay. Okay, that's fine. But mine is a mix. Some weeks I have tons of people reaching out, converts absolutely fine. Other times it's a DM, but a lack of conversion into the sale. A lack of, okay, I send them to the link. Okay, ghosting, no one is moving. All right, so let's have a look. You're gonna help them simplify their business, own who they truly are, sell out a brand, supermarket to 6 figs, great authority producing. Let's take a look at the feed. The feed looks good. It looks like, okay, you're an authority. Now let's take a look at the copy here. I've just made 4,004 days. Great. So we have authority piece of content. Let's take a look at this one. Okay, this is great. Ellie, this is a leadership activational style. Here we have another story. Okay, so story, leadership, story.
It's knocking down walls. How can I work with you to find the muscle of resilience? Like, look, sometimes there's going to be shit in your personal life, but who do you decide to do?
Okay, educational, so that's great. I love how you're in Freedom Queen. I'm like, you are total Freedom Queen, Ellie. That's such a Freedom Queen thing to do. Okay, here's how going to an adult heels dance class this weekend made me 6 figures. I made over 2,000 this week with a program that doesn't even have a sales page, some sort of event you're doing. You say you have a free to space business. What you think you need versus, okay. Okay, Ellie, put it in the chat. When people are coming into your DMs, what is the number one reason they're not buying besides the ghosting people? Just put it in the chat here. What's the number one reason that they're not buying? Are they saying like, oh, I don't have the time? Or are they, when you have a sales conversation with them, is it like you're catching that you're being friend zoned a little bit? Payment or usually, or talk to a partner. Okay, so they're not 100% sold. So what I want you to do is two types of content. One type of content is based on whatever you're selling right now, Ellie. Make specific content that's just narrow on the vehicle that you're using to help them get that result. So let's say, for example, you're launching a program right now that's how to create a product suite for 6 figures. I want you to double down on specific educational content that's just on the vehicle. So for example, the exact product suite that I would have in 2020 or Q1 of 2024 in order to make 6 figures this year, or why you don't need to do so much one-to-one coaching and need to move into one-to-many coaching inside of your product suite in order to get 6 figures. So we're educating people all around exactly what it is that you're going to be teaching inside of that program in order to get them the results. So narrow in on the vehicle. Sometimes I find like if you're doing storytelling content and your education and you're educating people, people need it's like more of like a logical buyer. They need to know that the vehicle is going to be the thing that actually gets them to end destination. They need to know that Ellie actually knows what she's talking about, because you are educating people, but it's still from a place of kind of story. It's like how my adult heals class. Here's my story of how I did this. You say you want this, but you're actually doing this, which is a more of a leadership activational style content. Give them specific pieces of content that educate around the vehicle or the topic that you're talking about inside. Kind of think of it like if people were to read this post, Ellie, they wouldn't even need to sign up for your program. That there would be so much value out of that post. So that's the first one. And then the second one is in your feed, since you're an established business owner, do some client case studies. Show that other people inside of your world are actually getting results. And it could be screenshots. I like to do IG lives and bring them onto my feed. You have the authority. It's very clear that you know what you're talking about. You're already making sales, but if you want to turn it up, dial in on the vehicle and then show that you're helping other people get results, testimonials, things like that. And that's going to help you a lot. And Ellie, since you're in Freedom Queen, post like after you implement this, post inside of our membership portal and let me know what happens. Yes. Yeah, the vehicle one's going to be bigger for you than the client testimonials though, but dial in on the vehicle for sure. And the testimonials. Okay, coming back into the chat. All right, we did Ellie and then Ella. Ella, come on up. Tell me what your number one problem is with sales right now.
Hi, so my number one problem is that I get people on the sales calls, but mostly after the live events. So it's Instagram profile does not convert at all, even though I was promoting some programs previously on my stories, and yeah, mostly get the potential buyers from the live events instead of the Instagram profile itself.
Okay, and the live event meaning like a masterclass?
Yeah, a masterclass, or I also host like female meetups once a month. So the people from the female meetups, they most of the time they join the newsletter list. And then after masterclasses, I got, or also after networking events or like live events that I participated in, I got into sales calls, but not from the Instagram.
Okay, and what exactly, so you're helping them with basically systems.
I'm helping them to implement AI tools like ChatGPT into their back work, I would say, so that they don't have to lose a lot of time on the mundane tasks. So literally, they regain back their time by using tools like ChatGPT or other AI tools on the task that nobody likes doing.
Okay, I have so many ideas for you. Okay, this is exciting. So I would make Instagram content, and this will be recorded because I'm just gonna like riff these off quickly, and if you forget them, come back and watch this again. So I would make Instagram content, but for you, Ella, I would specifically dial in on Reels, and I would make Reels content with B-roll with just your phone, put up on a tripod, 7-second clip, you typing, and it's like, you says you want to scale to, and then give them a data point. 6 figures, 7 figures in your business. Also, you spend all day in your email in Canva, trying to work with clients, trying to manage your team, but saying you have a freedom business. Okay, so that's one piece of content. Another piece of content could be simple, but I want you to dial in on Reels more because your people don't know you that much on Instagram. Like Reels are going to help you get pushed out, especially since Instagram loves Reels still right now. Like leverage that for sure. And say inside of a Reels piece of content, like what to do if you are the exact AI tool I would use if I was sitting in Canva all day trying to think of social media content ideas. What to do if your onboarding process is getting messed up behind the scenes and you're constantly going into your email account and manually onboarding your clients. P.S. This will never help you scale your business. Here's another piece of content. Do you need to hire another business mentor to help you sell? Or do you need to hire someone to help you clean up your back end so that you have more time? Do you need to set more boundaries with your clients, or do you need to have more systems set up that give you more freedom? If you're sitting behind your computer all day long, use this number 1 tool to help you make 10 pieces of content in 10 minutes. So I gave you a couple different pieces of the specific educational content that's targeting people's problems that they're having and saying, hey, this is the way. Do you need another mindset coach? Or do you need to learn how to use Zapier to automate all of your onboarding processes that stress the heck out of you? Like what your number 1 job, Ella, is you need to sell your audience on why people need automations over anything else in business. I have a couple clients that do this, and you have to sell them on if you were to target me, you need to sell me on why do I need someone to come in and organize everything in the business versus just having me and my team do it.
Mm-hmm.
So Ella, did you say you just joined Freedom Queen 2, the membership?
I joined the group on Facebook, and I'm waiting until the doors are gonna be open.
Oh, okay. It will happen soon. I was gonna say do our Reels challenge in January, but I would definitely double down on Reels using that style of content. And you can even go back and watch the recording I just said and take those like 5 pieces of content that I said there.
Okay, great ideas. Thank you very much.
Of course. Okay, Victoria, Vic. I know, Vic, were we supposed to have an onboarding call? Because I went into our membership portal and then saw it was canceled. But
Yeah,
come
I was
on
so
up.
sick that day.
Oh, okay, you canceled it.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm so excited to see you. I know you're in the membership. Tell me what your number 1 problem is.
Yeah, so the first 2 years I really relied on like referrals for my business. So now that I'm not having so many referrals come in, I'm working on my content, and I'm also shifting from the type of business owner who isn't willing to show up and like help me out with their content to the person that has a more established business and just wants to position themselves as like the go-to.
Are you helping like these 4 types, or is there?
Yeah, those 4.
Okay. My first piece of feedback, again, like discernment, take it or leave it. These 4 are very different types of. So for example, like if I were to come to your page, I don't know if you would help me, but I wouldn't work with this account because I'm not these.
Okay.
I mean, I'm a creative person, but I wouldn't identify as that. And so just something to think about, like, I'm not even sure if like a wellness person would look at this and go, well, but what about photographers and beauty? You know, so just something to consider there, like who is your specific avatar? And I think that there could be a way to communicate that, like communicate that you're going to help all four of these people,
Mhm.
but make it more self-explanatory. So it's not like you're going to isolate people at the same time. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, tell me, like, how are you positioning themselves? How are you helping them with positioning?
I'm helping them create more authority content. Like I find, especially with beauty businesses, that a lot of them just post before and afters, and that doesn't really help them bring in clients. So by doing the authority content, making them more unique and having people come to them instead of others in their location.
Okay, I see. So you are okay. Okay. That's great. I mean, I would even add that to your bio here. Helping service-based businesses create authority style content that makes them go from who are you to I want every single thing that you're selling.
Okay.
So like something like that to jazz it up a little bit. And then you might not even need this, but you can include that in your content. So you could say like what I would do if I was a photographer and I was so tired of like waiting for my next referral to come in and I wanted people to be flocking to my Instagram account to book a session with me. Okay, but let's take a look at content. So what did you say the number one problem is? That they're not, it's just like not a lot of inquiries or?
Yeah, not a lot of inquiries, and the ones that do come in, they're usually not really qualified or kind of ghost me.
Okay. Okay, cool. So this is gonna help you. So authority content become the go-to. So then I know whenever we go to a piece of content, everything should be around authority content and how to become the go-to using that. So let's look at the content. Okay, so right now you have a lot of content that's about you, which is awesome, right? We want your audience to know that you're the authority. So authority style, day in the life, I love that, like meeting the team, client green flags, these are still mostly about you. Because right now it seems as though on the profile that you might be helping people become social media managers slightly. Like there's a little bit of that messaging going on.
Okay.
But if you want to teach people how to become the authority, like if I was a photographer or beauty pro, how to become the go-to, then this content would look like if you continue to post only aesthetic reels of your newest product, you are not going to get people to buy from you, and here's why. Or exactly what you said with me there. Here's why a grainy before and after photo of your customer using your beauty product is not going to make you money. Give me another, were you gonna say something?
Yeah, so kind of what I've been struggling with is like, I don't really want to talk to the person that is struggling to get booking. So I've been kind of avoiding doing stuff like what you just said. So do you think that kind of content is still good to post?
No, tell me then the person that's already getting bookings, tell me what their problem is.
I think just that they don't have enough time, that they think that they have to do everything themselves, but they don't.
Okay. So are you doing done for you services then?
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Well, then I would totally switch your bio then to want to get out of Canva and your Reels tab and into working with your customers and clients. We will help you become the authority in your niche and do your content for you.
Okay, I love that.
Like that's a whole different thing. I'm like, ooh, what's that? Tell me about that. you know, and then any whoever wants like product, beauty, whatever, business, mindset coach, they're going to come to you. And so then your content then it looks um like signs you need to hire a social media manager. You're working with clients, you're trying to deliver your product, you're in the email, you're da 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 da, like speak to all the problems. Yep, you need to hire a social media manager. Why hiring a social media manager will make you more money than if you were trying to do it on your own? Because what does every business owner want? They want more customers to serve, they want more lives to transform, and they want more revenue. So show them how your services are going to help them grow the business. You before you worked with me, and then maybe it's like a funny meme like you after you worked with me, like the before and afters of showing the transformation. Other ones can be just like, give me one of their problems that they have right now, what they're, you know, a specific problem that they're having with trying to do their social media on their own.
A lot of people that I'm talking to usually seem to think that like they have trouble trusting someone else with their content and maybe fear that it's not going to sound like them anymore.
Oh, that's such a good one. Okay. If you don't know how to communicate your unique voice inside of your content to your social media manager, read this.
Okay.
Because what's interesting about that post is it will also attract people that already have social media managers, and maybe they're not satisfied, or maybe they're just struggling. And then that's kind of like a long game post. People will find you if they already have a social media manager, maybe down the road, stop working with them and start working with you, or they'll learn from your post and apply with their social media manager, or they don't have one at all and they want to hire you. And that's one of the fears that they have. Or even just demonstrating like how I'm able to help my clients' unique voice come through in their content, even though I'm the one making the content for them.
So that's more value content, right?
Yeah, specific. You don't need to do story. You don't need to do you don't really even need to do like get the people to move style content, because a done for you service, it's so yummy. Like everyone's like, yes, I want a done for you service. That's amazing. Do it for me. So really you just have to show that you know what you're talking about and that you can help them.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Of course. Yay, Vic, I'm so glad you were here. Okay. Janina, am I saying your name correctly?
Yes, that's my name, Janina.
It's so nice to meet you on Zoom.
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Okay, tell me what your number one problem is.
Actually, what I see is that my engagement dropped down a lot. Unless the last two videos I uploaded, they were very good, and I changed my whole message now. I was in all your trainings, I think, the ones that you were doing the last months, and so it opened my mind in every aspect. No, so the problem number one is the engagement. My Instagram stories see like 50 people only, and they don't really engage. And even if I'm catching people for my free breathwork journey that I'm doing at the end of the month, for example, the people are not signing up. Only the ones that are already in the community, but not the ones that are in my Instagram profile.
Okay, let's then, I mean, without even really looking at your content here, like just, obviously I don't know everything that you're saying in your content, but I can get a certain vibe of what's happening. And it seems like across the board, majority of the people on this call, there needs to be more value style content. You have to show people that you are the go-to person for breath work.
Okay.
So I would create some viral reels. Are you in the membership?
Not yet. I'm also waiting that the doors open next month.
Okay, I thought you were. I was like, you are. I love our combos in the DMs. value content that shows why you're the go-to breathwork person in your industry. And I would leverage some viral reels where you create content that looks like POV, you stopped doing XYZ to decrease your anxiety or whatever it is, the problem you're solving using breath work. And you started doing my 5-minute breath work routine every single morning. And it's like a video of you like so calm, living your life, having a coffee, doing whatever. And then call to action would be comment the word breath if you want access to our free breathwork session that we have coming up at the end of this month. And do a couple of those. I would say at least like 4 to 5 of those over the next few weeks before the breathwork session to drive traffic to your masterclass.
Okay. Okay. Actually, I'm helping entrepreneurs to focus more, to have more concentration, to not procrastinate, to don't stress out, overwhelm, you know, all the common stuff that happens inside entrepreneurship.
Okay,
so
perfect.
that's my actual client.
POV, you POV, before doing my breath work, you were a stressed out entrepreneur who constantly checked her phone every single morning as soon as she woke up, and now you are relaxed, calm while working on your business and can actually get stuff done.
Okay.
That's the exact content I would use.
Okay.
How's that feel?
I think that I have to implement them.
Yeah. I would repeat that same type of post over and over again. So POV, this is your problem. You did what I'm teaching you in my breathwork training. Here's the end result. And then do another one very similar to that. You before, you after. You can even do an example of me in 2020, constantly stressed out as an entrepreneur, overworking, working all day long, burnt out, me after breath work in 2024, and then explain who you are today. But very similar to, was it Ella? Who was I speaking with about automations in the business? Yeah, Ella. You have to sell them on why breath work is the solution for them.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay. I was having like the struggle inside of my head, because if I focus on the problem and not on the desire, it's like a little bit confusing now for me, because I was all the time like focusing on what they can reach if they hack their mind, hack their breath, and they actually can hack their lives. So I was all the time focusing more on the desire than on the problem, because I was thinking that if I speak to the burnt out person, that I'm going to get victims on my profile, and that's not the person that maybe wants to make the change. I don't know if I explained me well.
Well, you don't have to speak to burnout, but everybody does have problems. Like no matter
Okay.
what level you are, whether you're a complete victim or you're like the most empowered, ownership taking, leadership, personal responsibility person, everyone has problems. And something that I recommend everyone do is to really study other people's content. People that say like, oh, don't talk to people's problems are talking to people's problems. And there's a fine line. So what you want to do is when you're talking to people's problems, the way to attract people in victim mindset is to only talk about the problem and to say like, woe is me. Like here's a really good example of a victim style content. POV, you worked so hard in your business, you're constantly stressed out, you're exhausted, and now you've burnt your business to the ground. But I see people make content like this. And then everyone in the comments are like, yeah, me too, I'm so sad.
Yeah.
But that style of content, that's like, oh, but our job as entrepreneurs, as leaders, as mentors is to say to them, I see you, you have this problem, whether it's as like burnt out, or it's like they have different types of problems. I always say this, like, you know, I'm in a mastermind. It's 50,000, Russell Brunson's mastermind. I had invested it last year. I'm a high level entrepreneur and I still have problems. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you just want to make sure that you're speaking to the right person and what their specific problems are.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Cool. Of course. I'm so glad you're here. Okay, Victor. Victor, the Freedom King. Tell me what your content and sales problem is.
Okay, whoa. So first of all, I'd be more like the Freedom Dunce, not the king. I haven't earned that yet. Especially with all these amazing ladies. And I was with you the other day with the Mastermind Live with Jay.
Yeah.
So that's where I got to know you. And I just dove in and whatever to kind of learn and get connected. But
Cool.
so I just finished a contract working for one of the top club groups in the country in Canada. And they had 7 million members, and I was running a team of 7,000. So now I'm converting it over to doing what they're all doing, these amazing ladies and yourself, coaching online, because I coach in person live inside facilities.
Yeah.
But the challenge is I can't get nationwide and worldwide. So I signed up for your mastermind thing as well too. So, but these ladies deserve to go before I do. But yeah, definitely want to get in that. I definitely want to start building that whole infrastructure, and just loved everything you did the other day in the live training.
Oh, well, thanks for coming on. We say like Freedom King. Like my boyfriend, he works in, he runs like leads to lawyers and lead generation and affiliate marketing and all this stuff. So like there's a couple men inside of the community, and the number one thing that I would do to get your voice out, Victor, is tell your story, because people don't know who you are right now. So they just need to know that you're the authority, and clearly you're the authority because you have all this experience. So that would be the first thing that I would do in your content. And
I gave you some personal messages where I listed some of my LinkedIn stuff, because I put more stuff into that because I'm just shifting over to this. I was at a photo video shoot in Hollywood a month ago with a young lady, Conley, and she had like 4 million followers. She lives up here in Nashville, just north of me. So I was learning that. And then when I saw you the other day and I saw the queens and everything, I was like, definitely want to, because just like a lot of these ladies are saying here, or a lot of these queens are saying here, there's so much opportunity and so many people out there that need some inspirational coaching, some help, versus just focusing on the problem. So, and everything so far this morning, it's like I'm getting writer's cramp in here. Taking the notes, so much good content. So I'm very grateful to you. And my main thing is to build it, and they will come. So I totally agree with you and believe in you. So let's roll.
I'm so excited. Something I say in Freedom Queen is action takers are money makers, and you're an action taker. Like it's your multi-million bajillion dollar. I'm sure you're already crushing it. Like your empire is going to be just massive. Is there any specific question you have about your content?
Well, no, most of it, as you're looking, is you got to build this thing. I'm looking at a lot of these ladies and what their sites. So I was getting a lot of wonderful ideas and just the notes that I'm taking. So I've got to go in here and do the deep dive and like you're saying, execute, get it to the point where it's being specific, focusing on the problems and solutions and things like that. So,
I mean, I think you would be
just
really
at the beginning.
Yeah, the number one thing is I would start making video content. You're really good on camera, I can tell. I would start making video content that shows how you help, I'm assuming high achieving, maybe men, I don't know, high achieving men get better sleep. How you help them if they're working all day long, if they have families, if they're running the household, how to take care of their family, their business, their career, and themselves. Like speak to all of that, of what they're going through. I think that you could be someone that goes really viral on social media very quickly, because you have this very cool personality about you. Yeah, Madison says, definitely tell your story, because you had me hooked in the beginning with the 7 million, that's super data point attention grabbing. Yeah, and you're very you have kids, right?
I have my son right there, Big D, Big Darren. Yeah.
You're very like a dad's dad, and people love that on Reels. So like if you came on social media and you were like, how I manage my kids, my business, my everything, while trying to be like da da da. And I like your accent too. Like if you just came with that, you would go really, really viral.
Well, that's because literally when you drive into my state, it says, welcome to Sweet Home Alabama.
You're going to be great. Start with Reels content. start with telling your story and then just educate. I would literally target these high achieving men who are dads who have like really, really big careers, but their life is sucking. Like they're not sleeping, they need wellness, they need longevity. You're a really charismatic leader. They want some charisma back in their life, those type of things.
Well, and I, again, can't give enough thanks to you and all these amazing queens on here today, because the things they're sharing, I mean, I'm learning so much from them and super grateful to them. So I'm the majority of the trainers or coaches that I have inside the facilities, the clubs, were more ladies and queens, I would say, because the guys, you know, they're not action takers as much as the ladies. Just look at all these amazing ladies on here today. They're action takers. And I'm sitting here going, I'm the only guy on this. And I'm like, yes, because I just see the opportunity. These are the learners and the doers and the action takers. So
yeah,
grateful for the opportunity.
Well, keep me posted on what happens when you start making that content.
Will do.
Yay. Okay. We got 2 more and then we'll close out. Madison.
Hello.
Hey. Hi. So nice to finally meet you. Tell me what's your number 1 sales problem?
I feel like I'm getting super friend zoned, or like I get all of these like business owners, but then it's like they want to flip the script and like mentor me versus me being the mentor. Yeah. Yeah. And but what I really want to do is I've been targeting spiritual creatives, people who want to liberate their voice through their business and like really blow up their self-expression and make like their life art.
Okay. Can you give me a specific example of what it looks like when a spiritual, creative business owner makes her life art? Give me a specific example. I know what you mean, but I'm gonna love and shove here. I want you to get more specific. What does that look like?
Everything is in flow, like everything kind of just falls together. Things pop up out of nowhere. It's less trying and more doing, but in a way that feels very seamless. Like things are just falling together. And there's less pressure and it's more like desire and drive and like fire.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now give me a day in the life. You're watching your ideal client. What's she doing after working with you?
Instead of being so focused on like how to create the perfect content or how to show up so perfectly or have all the back end systems organized, she's focused on showing up for herself, showing up for the relationships in her life, and cultivating that sense of security and safety outside of the business.
Okay, that started to get more clear. One of the things I want you to do after this session is write down, this is so good for everyone for content creation. When you're trying to think of ideas, write down a day in the life of your ideal client, where they are now. So, you know, she wakes up at this time, this is what she's doing for work, this is where they're at, these are the problems, this is what she wears, this is what the relationship is like with family members, is she single, is she not, this is what she eats, like everything, day in the life, this is what she's thinking, this is what she's feeling. Then write down day in the life of your ideal client after. That right there, if you say anything that's like, she feels confident, not specific enough. You want to say, when she walks into her job, she confidently denies her boss and tells her that, you know, no, I cannot take on another project. And instead of feeling anxious about it, she feels really grounded in who she is and continues on with her day.
Yeah, I love that.
Like that level of specificity. This is what I'm talking about when you're making educational content. Dial in even more. But let's take a look at okay, so the first thing is like some of your content, if I didn't have that background information from you, I would assume that you're doing business coaching. Because, okay, but why do I feel like I need a strategy? Here's what I would want to do if I want to liberate my voice from my content and track soul aligned clients. But then there's this type of post. So like there's a little bit of like a juxtaposition, polarization going on here. This type of content, I'm like, oh, okay, she's going to help me with my content, be able to express myself, speak online. But then this type of content is more of the mindset coaching style content.
Right. And I feel like I do kind of both. So I've been trying to integrate them into one, but yeah, like you said, it's very like polar, like juxtaposed.
Yeah. Marketing in your business is like being in a relationship. So then I'm thinking, okay, you're going with the marketing style, and then your judgment is your discernment. I'm like, okay, wait, maybe we're going back to when it's out of my hands, I release it from my head. Now I'm going back into more mindset.
Right.
So I would, before you even go into content, I would really write down like exactly what the end destination is that you want to help your clients with. Is it that you want to help them be able to liberate their voice in content? Is it that you want to help them be able to pull away from their business and be more present in their life and their relationship and have more time with their family? Is it that you want them to be happier and you're doing mindset coaching for business owners where you're like, I'm not going to help you with the business and the content, but I'm going to help you with the freedom and the mind. I'm going to help you pull away from the business. So let me give you an example, piece of content for that. That would look like, this person is, let's say they're like working all of the time. They are signing on clients. They have a business up and running already. Maybe it's making like 10K a month, 5K to 10K a month, and they need someone to help them create more space in their life. I would say something like, how to reframe the thought, what if no one buys from me? Or how to reframe the thought, what if everyone judges me on my social media account? How to reframe the thought, or how to reframe the worry that when you go home for the holidays, Aunt Sally will ask you about your business. How to reframe the fear of your extended family asking you about how your little business is going, even though you're actually struggling behind the scenes. If that's your ideal client, like speak to what exactly it is that she's going through. But then it sounds like too, Madison, that you want to work on like, what are you actually helping them do? What's the real end destination? And as soon as you get clear on that, then people are going to know, oh, that's how she helps me. Because right now it's a little confusing. Are you helping me with my mindset and systems, the content, the voice? It's not clear on what you need.
Yeah, so for me, I'm a manifesting generator, so I feel like I can help with all of the things, and that's why I have that like it's confusing, and I feel this, and I know that this is an issue, but I almost feel like restricting in like, because I want to help with all the things like long term, but I think what I need to do is just do it in like little chunks. So like speak to one person for like a certain amount of time about like, mindset in business or whatever. And then if I want to evolve, like I can do that then.
Totally.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't really follow human design, but I'm a manifesting generator, Gemini, left-handed human. So I have all the reasons as to why I could be all over the place. But I want you to use that as your fuel of like, you know what? I'm amazing. I'm going to narrow in. And I honestly find that when people are really like all over the place, it's just self-sabotage coming up. Because I'll give you an example. When I first started my business, I was doing like make more money and manifestation for people who were in business, but also for 9-to-5ers. And that kept me at the 2K to 5K month every single month. And I was very similar. My content looked almost identical to yours. If you scroll all the way down at the very beginning of my profile, the minute I said, I'm done trying to do all of these things. I just want to talk to business owners. I don't want to work with 9-to-5ers. 10K month my first month, 20K month, 30K month, all the way like up to 100K cash months that we do now. So give yourself permission for 3 months to just go in on that person that you know in your soul you actually want to work with. Then by being clear there, you pave the pathway. Now you know, do you keep going that route or do you move to another one? but
Right.
you'll have the right data versus kind of like trying to take all the pathways at once.
Yeah. Thank you so much. That's so helpful.
Of course. I'm so glad to meet you.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, our last one, and then we'll close out. Katharina. And Ellie has some good feedback in the chat too. Okay, Katharina, tell me what you got going on in your content.
Well, I'm a transformation coach, but the focus is on self-reflection and using a specific method that I've developed that helps people shift from triggered back into alignment. So I haven't, like now, when you look at my bio, I haven't mentioned journaling because it took me, because in myself, I think about it like self-reflection. But I realized that to reach people, I need to talk about journaling because they would do it through writing.
Oh my
using
gosh.
the method. Yeah. So I need help just clarifying even the bio here and then looking at the content.
So your unique vehicle is writing.
Writing, yes.
Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, I have so many ideas from this. So I would like make your bio be something that looks like using writing to go from being constantly triggered and thrown around by the world to being someone who is able to speak confidently and have peace and presence in their life.
Yeah, it just clicks. I mean, this is exactly the help I need to just help me get there. Because the work I do, I'm spot on, but my communicating what I can help with, that's where I need help.
That's always what it is. It's funny. That's one of my zone of geniuses, helping people communicate. I have this activity in one of our programs called Your $1 Million Year, where I help you hone in or zoom in on your zone of genius. And one of mine on my outer rims is communication, because that's it. Like, you can be the best coach in the world, but if you can't actually communicate the magic that you do to other people, everyone's like, I really like you and you're really cool, but I don't know how you can help me. And that's your number one job in your marketing, is to show people why what you're doing is going to help them get to that end destination. So what I would do in your content that would be so amazing is I would go and create some video content, and I would not use any sort of filters over the screen. I would use the backside of an iPhone camera or the backside of your phone camera with really clear natural lighting, and set up a spot in front of a window where you have your journal, maybe like a hot cocoa, a tea. It's cozy. Where are you in the world, by the way?
I'm in Sweden.
In Sweden. I need to come out there now. Like maybe like a fire in the background, whatever. And then you're writing, and take a clip of this, like 7-second, and over it, do a voiceover, the exact journal prompt I would use if I was triggered every single time someone asked me what I'm doing with my life or whatever. What's something that your client gets triggered by?
Let me think. I'm getting nervous now because I'm talking to you, so I'm like going blank here. I really know my client really well, really well. Just give me a minute.
But anyone put it in the chat. Let's help Katharina. What's something you get triggered by? Put it in the chat. What's something?
Oh, I know. I just have to take it back to the tools that I help them with. So one thing they have a trouble with is that life is really busy. So they have all these thoughts flying around, and they don't know how to bring it back and actually hear their own truth because it's too busy in their head.
What's busy? What are they busy? What's in their head?
Well, everything that's going on. So usually something that they don't have the answer to, like an inner conflict or question that they want clarity on.
Okay. So what you want to do is that's still pretty general. You want to get specific on what is the actual thing they want clarity on. So for example, I would make a voiceover of that clip going, if you're constantly confused about whether or not you should quit your job, use this journal prompt. If you're constantly questioning what to do with your family, how to run your family, your children, your business, or whatever it is, like this is where you want to be really specific about your avatar, your career, and your own personal life, and trying to manage it all the time, use this journal prompt. And then in the actual clip itself, do a voiceover of the
Okay.
of the
Uh,
of like
can
what
I-
the journal prompt is.
Can I ask a question? Because the difference with this method that I teach is that they don't need 100 journal prompts. They just need the prompts that actually guide them to like ask the right questions. So you can really come with any situation where you are overwhelmed.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a great voiceover. You don't need to download another list of 100 journal prompts to help you find yourself. You only need to ask yourself this one question and then put the question in the chat or in the caption.
Okay. Okay. But it's a set of questions. So
Oh yeah, that's fine. You only need to ask yourself these 5 set of questions or these 10 set of questions.
okay. I feel like I have that kind of like there where you see the number 3, there I'm doing something like that. Empowering benefits of journaling daily to trust yourself more. The other 3, I have so many with number 3. That wasn't the one. The darker green 3. And then I have it all in the caption. So I'm wondering, should I just keep doing that, or
no, I would be doing something like I would do exactly what I said, because in our membership, I teach on this in the Reels challenge. That's why I keep bringing up the membership. You want to be doing something. This isn't stimulating to a viewer. But if I were to just like stare at you on a reel, you're not going to be stimulated. But if you're watching me and I'm going like this, you're going to be stimulated. You're interested. It's spiking curiosity. What's she doing? What's happening here? I'm interested in this. Right now, people see you like this, they're not going to be stimulated. And 3 empowering benefits of journaling daily, that's so vague. It's not going to narrow. It's not specific to someone's actual problem. You want to stay away from words like empowering, alignment, even like business, grow, confidence, because these words aren't specific enough. So instead you want to say like 3 reasons journaling daily will help you, and then insert the specific problem that they're experiencing or specific desire that they want.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to come into the chat here and see what's going on. Okay, Victor says, how do you connect with or gain access to the specific avatar you want to reach or target? So this is the person that I teach with the 3 P's. It's the most passionate, it's the most that you're passionate about working with. It's the most profitable, and it's the most on purpose. And on purpose means like you're the expert in whatever it is that you're helping that client do. Usually for most people, it's them like 5 years ago or them 2 years ago. Sometimes it's not. For you, Victor, it might be like the people that you worked with in your team. So it's not you, it's more of like a client case study. But most of the time it's either you or someone that you've closely worked with. Janina says, can we see the Reels challenge? I'm going to leave the Reels challenge up in February when people join next month. This is such an amazing audit. I'm loving the chat. Katharina, was that helpful?
I'm still confused. Like I couldn't, like I don't, it's not confusing to be doing something in the reel, but I'm more confused about how to communicate what I do. And I have an example, like one thing that my clients, they struggle with is that they feel that even though they express themselves fine, they feel that they ramble on. But then that can be actually that they've had a lot of people in the past that don't listen. They're not really interested or not capable of listening deeply. So if we would use that as an example, just so I have a concrete example of what I should be doing.
What you would say is what you want to do if you ramble on when you're meeting a new person, rather than saying something like how to trust your voice. We're kind of talking about a similar thing, but the first one is going to be more specific, because someone that rambles on upon a first introduction of meeting someone, they're going to go, is Katharina, like, how does she know that I do that? Or here's another example. Here's why you ramble on and lose track of what you're talking about when you meet someone for the first time. That's going to make someone go, oh, yes, that's me. I would go make those pieces of content and watch this training back again to let it deepen in another level. Because when I was first starting out on social media, I'm going to start wrapping up here. When I was first starting out on social media, I shared this on Mentor Me Live. I was awful. I didn't know how to get specific. I was like, I want to work with 9-to-5ers. I want to work with entrepreneurs. The only way that I got good at content and now teach making content is through making content and continuing to watch just trainings like this over and over and over and over again. I still do that to this day. Like this weekend, I'll be studying a new style of content that I want to branch out into. And so I want you to make your commitment in 2024. Whenever someone asks me, they're like, what would you do if you had to start all over? I always say I would focus on content all the way. That would be my number one focus. You don't need the offer. You don't need the system. You don't need the funnel. You don't need any of those things. All you need to do is make sure that people know who you are. People don't know who you are, they're not going to buy. Okay, I love doing this session with you guys. We have 8 people still here with us today. How's everyone feeling? It's 10 a.m. on Saturday morning in Costa Rica. How's everyone feeling this morning, no matter where you are around the world? Did you guys like this? Did you enjoy it?
Bridget,
Victor, you can say something?
Yes, ma'am, real quick. So when I was asking that question a minute ago, it's just like all the people that are on this call. How do you reach that specific audience? That you talked about the avatar. How do you actually, because there's a zillion people on this, so how do you reach that?
Yeah, you got to talk to them. So what happens is the algorithm operates as keyword search. So if you're making content that specifically speaks to them, like as if you were running an ad, right? If you've ever ran an ad before, you go into the Facebook portal, you enter in specific demographics. You enter in their desires, you enter in their age, you enter in a couple different things about where they are in the world, and you target them. Social media content works the same way. You are targeting a specific avatar using the words that it's like what you put out is what you get back. So if you put out very vague content that kind of speaks to everyone, that's what you're going to get back. You're going to get a lot of confusion. People aren't going to know who you are. But as an example, Victor, if you make content that's like, what I would do if I was a dad over the age of 30, was working all the time and had really poor sleep quality, by you using those words, what will happen is in that the social media algorithm will go, target man over 30, target dad, target guy who works a lot and is not getting sleep. So you have basically your content is telling the algorithm who you want to work with and who you don't want to work with. So the more narrow you can get on the person you want to work with and be specific in each piece of content, the more likely it is to land. And that's how you'll find them. But you only reach them, like they only find each other if you make content.
So it's not like you have to put a zillion hashtags on there. It's like what you're putting in the content will drive that.
Yes. Yeah, you
Okay,
don't need
perfect.
like the maximum of hashtags right now is 8. I actually don't use hashtags and I've never really used them. It's like if you make good content, the people will come. It's like make a really, because like your product, make a really good product and you'll always have really high retention and you'll always have clients. If you kind of put out content that's like, you know, that's what you'll get back. So we don't use hashtags. Just speaking right to our specific avatar. You know, like as an example, someone like this. Why I love working with 1% crazy at Buckwald. I'm an icon type of woman. And then in the content, I do specific keywords and speaking to someone who is a business owner. And then the algorithm says, okay, we want more of those people and brings them to my account.
So,
Okay.
so instead of giving you thumbs up and everything, I'm gonna give you this as my way of saying thank you.
Victor is such a freedom king. You are a total baller. I love this. That was amazing. You guys, I have loved today's training. I'm going to send out the replay via email. Go back and watch it over and over and over again. And just go make some content. And if you ever have any questions, I'm just a DM away. Either I'll respond or my team will respond in the DMs. Okay. Bye, everyone. Bye.